better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
And welcome to the Johns Family Podcast for this week, people. I hope you're all doing well. It's been beautiful weather.
Cold.
Is it, Trish? I've said numerous times. Can you wait for the official welcoming?
And why are you so negative? Glass half
Guys.
full.
Let me do an opening monologue. When you hear Ray Hadley start a show, it's always an opening monologue.
But he's successful.
Oh.
People listen
Well,
to Ray.
That's true.
Hey, guys, just give me a break. Welcome to the Johns Family Podcast, people. I hope you're having a good one. I hope your week's been good. Hasn't the weather been delightful? It is truly the best time of the year. Would you define it as winter yet? Well, it doesn't. It does feel like winter, particularly when you throw yourself in the water. There's just that little pinch in there, a real freshener, makes you feel great. But no, I hope you're doing well, you and your family. Let me introduce mine. Jack Johns, welcome.
That's a fast start, Cobber.
Hello, how are you, Cooper?
Yeah, a little lost without us now, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, Trish, how are you?
Matt, it is freaking winter.
It
Oh,
is
it
winter. When
feels
is it
like
officially
winter.
just turned to winter?
Yeah, 1st of June.
Yeah, June, I think.
June, buddy.
Oh, a bit slow, mate.
Hence the July.
Since why it's
middle of
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, freezing
I mean,
this morning.
But
It's
while the sun's out, it's lovely.
yeah, I think this week on Wednesday was the coldest day in Sydney. It's been all year, and the coldest day in Melbourne as well.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
As we're starting to move into the winter months, as we start to move towards July, which is the peak of winter, I imagine it will get colder.
So
No
I'm
revelations
just
there,
writing
mate.
this. I'm just
Is
writing
there
this
any
down.
snow?
Leave the weather to Jack.
Is there
I'm
any
just
snow?
writing all this content down just so I can just.
Yeah, I was out at Penrith early in the week, and there was like I don't know if it was snow. I'm not going to say it was
Sleet.
snow. I'm not going to allege what that powder was on the grass, but it was white
Yep.
and it was cold.
Oh.
Anthrax.
Anthrax.
I've
TH.
just
What's
trying to-
It's a disease.
It's like a chemical.
Yeah, well, it's a
It's
biochemical,
yeah,
all right?
biochemical.
What, like asbestos?
No, not quite. But it can kill. And what people did for a while there, about 20 years ago, people were sending it to each other in mail. Remember that?
Yeah, there was some weird
Anthrax
thing.
in the mail?
Oh, my Lord.
I always used to
people.
open it. That's why I always took my time. Made Trish open all my fan mail. Didn't want to open it. Like
Hey,
three pieces.
Matthew, we had a big chat about Rob Schneider last week. When we recorded last week, we were about to go to his live show. I want to get your impressions of it because you and Rob struck up an amazing connection out at the live show, didn't you?
We did, and he actually came on the Late Show on Thursday night.
Did he?
If you remember?
Did
Yes,
too, didn't he?
He came on as well. He gave his little started with a little insight into Nico Hines' conversion on the sideline. He goes, "Wow, what about the kick that the guy had to kick to square up the game?" He said that was a tough one. Maybe he should be given another chance. And I said, "Not a bad. I'll pass it on to Mr. Volandis, Rob." But I
Second
thought the
chances.
live show was fantastic.
Oh, he was hilarious. Oh, my face was aching. I was laughing so much.
Do you think Rob Schneider?
He's clever.
Do you think Rob Schneider could do the Matty Nable intro for Fox? Look at that! Look, how would he do the little Harry Grant? Look at that little Harry Grant.
He would. It would be very good for a novelty one. Basically, he goes and here it is, Harry Grant. He's just got to believe in himself.
It'd be good for a
Harry.
retro round.
Stepped on my tagline.
No,
That's
no,
all
good.
right. Yeah.
Straight over the
Harry
top.
Grant, you can do it.
Yeah, a lot of his stand-up was was based around impersonations. Like he can change his voice a
Oh,
lot.
clever.
Yeah. He's got a
Super
wide
clever.
range of impersonations. Does a good Spanish accent when he impersonates his
His
wife.
wife.
Yeah,
Mexican.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Mexican.
Yeah. The Italians, I loved his Italian impersonation from his visit with the family to Venice. I was crying. I went, I've seen that guy, I swear to God.
Did ya?
Yeah, I did, Cooper.
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
I did.
Remember the guy at Venice when we arrived at
man.
Venice, and Venice was sinking. By the way, it
Yeah.
was knee deep of water, and we've got all these heavy bags. We pull up in the boat.
He took the small
And
one.
he comes along and goes, "Hey, what are doing there? John's, yes." And I said, "Okay, no worries." Anyway, he just leans down and gets the smallest bag.
And off he
carries
went.
it, and we're all just
Yeah.
Lugging.
Yeah.
But he also gave you your 97 jersey back.
It wasn't. We've been found. People have actually spotted. It wasn't his 97. I think it's the 98 or 99.
99.
jersey.
we think.
He corrected me out. I love that. Rob was advertising, Matty John gave me the 97 championship jersey that he wore in the grand final. And then some Novocastrian fans, due to the sponsors on the jersey, realised it was actually
Yes.
the 99 jersey.
Stockland as opposed to Impulse.
Yeah,
I hope that one
Impulse
just went through
Airlines.
the keeper.
I love that you
No, they were quick. I had to switch.
I love
had
that.
To change it
I love
quickly.
that when you gave it to him, you must have said, "This
Yeah.
is." You must have said, "This is the jersey." That
I think I said, look, I'll defend myself. I think I said championship winning team.
What about where he kept it? Cobber?
I know, that's what impressed
Yeah,
me.
tell us about that.
You guys tell, because people think I'm bullshitting.
He was saying that he was up behind his bar because it is in pristine condition.
Yeah, it's very good condition.
Up behind his bar at home, in between Joe Montana
Yeah.
and
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
jerseys.
So people,
I went, oh, a little out of
people
place.
they'll be going, okay, Rob, Michael Jordan, Matty John, Joe Montana. Okay, who's the guy in the middle?
Yeah.
He actually gave the jersey a rap. He said it actually looked quite aesthetically pleasing in his sports room, I think he called it, or his games room or
His
something.
dojo.
But very nice man. Very nice. Beautiful skin.
Yeah, plump.
Well,
beautiful, like flawless. Like it's all even toned. It
I
was
gave him
beautiful.
a tip about because he was going to New Zealand after the show, and I said when you get on stage, because you got to strike when you go to a new city, you got to strike up a bit of a rapport with the people,
Something relevant to that spot.
So when Springsteen goes to a town or a country, he will sing a song that is synonymous with the city he's in or the country he's in. Hence, when he comes to Australia, he's done Friday My Mind, the East Street Band, Just Like Firewood. So, so what I said, when you go to New Zealand, just go up on stage and go up the waz. And
Did you do it?
He texted me on the Sunday and said, great advice.
Oh, really? They loved
Crowd
it?
went crazy.
Really? Yeah, I thought they would have loved that. Hey, Jack.
We need to get the family photo.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we've got to get it.
Yeah, you'll have to
text
text him.
ring him right now. What's he
No,
doing,
no.
you reckon?
Probably home.
Hey, Rob, how are you? What's doing? Oh, you're in the middle of a shoot. Well, guess what I'm doing? Yeah.
Yeah, Jack, why don't you tell the listeners, me and you we spoke about it, we're going up to the Mick Fanning Charity Golf Day
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Which
Fun
was
crew?
a lot of fun. I mean, it was all in the name of charity, so it was pretty good. But isn't it? I love that their mentality is. I heard someone say it in an interview. If you're going to do something for charity, you got to have fun while you're doing it.
So true.
And geez, wasn't it a fun day?
We had we were very lucky too. I think we had we went with the Mad Hueys boys, and they let us stay at their place for a couple of nights.
Yeah,
Can I just
Sean and Dino. Shout out to Sean and Dino.
Hey, you boys. Thanks for looking after my boys. Are they fishing gear?
So they're
Is it fishing
They
gear?
started as like a fisherman brand, yeah, but now they're like boardies and just about everything up
Yeah,
in
right.
Queensland.
They do
like-
some pretty hardcore stuff. Like Sean was telling us that they link up with like the Nitro Circus crews and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they do some pretty hardcore stuff. Like
Yeah, yeah.
he was showing us videos of, might have been a couple of years ago, where they're pulling in some massive fish. It wasn't like a dangerous, like a
was a
swordfish or anything,
tuna.
like a tuna. And as they've like tied it out after an hour of fighting it, and then they just like one of them just got nude and just jumped on the back and was riding it in the water,
Yeah,
and they pulled it in.
They
with-
reeled him in, and he described it as when he got reeled into the boat, it was like a newborn baby being born. Like he kind of splashed on with the tuna,
Yeah.
and was started flapping around on the boat. But he spoke about Travis Pastrana and the Nitro Circus guys. So they've stayed at Pastrana Land. Because they're like the Australian kind of, like he's jumped in in the water, in the ocean with a shark and like kind of wrestled with
Oh,
it.
so he does kind of
Yeah,
crazy
that's how
things.
they blew up on YouTube.
So
when they were
Pastrana
young.
Land, is that like Neverland Ranch?
It's
Michael
like that,
Jackson's?
but like for adults.
Oh.
So they
Drama
so he
land.
said there's just like motorcycle ramps everywhere. He said literally at the front of his bedroom, Travis Pastrana gets up straight on like a motorbike, and there's just like a course right outside of his window. And they said some of the stuff they got up to there's just tracks everywhere for them to go dirt biking. There's bikes everywhere in like these huge shipping containers, like thousands of bikes. He said they were the nicest dudes.
Mate, how good were they though? The Hueys crew
Nice
were
guys.
unreal. We had a few beers with them the night before the golf day at their warehouse, and then we went to the Bolter event.
Yeah, for Mick Fanning's birthday. It was
Yeah.
his birthday at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And then we caught up with plenty of people up there. There was lots of rugby league. Cam Serraldo, Bulldogs coach, was up there. Wade Graham.
How was Wado? Because Wado, mate, tell you, Wado's a bit of a secret party animal. Wado's very unassuming. He's a great guy, but I tell you what, he can really lock in.
Yeah, he was. he was. Yeah, talk about locking in. He was extremely
Locked in.
The two most locked in people up there. We saw plenty of. Probably Wade Graham followed or not followed. They were probably on the same wavelength. Chris Lynn.
I'd say Lenny was ahead.
Yeah.
Chris
Obviously,
Lynn is a cricketer.
T20 cricketer. Played
Bloody
for the
animal.
Brisbane Heat. Now he's over at Adelaide.
Great fella.
Australian.
Yeah, he's Aussie. He's a Queensland massive rugby league man. Loves the Broncos and loves North's Devils. That's his favourite team. So, which is the reserve grade for the Broncos. I actually played out there a semi-final a couple of years back,
Was that
and I remember he was blind on the hill, yelling abuse at me from a kickoff. I looked back and I went, "That's bloody Chris Lynn."
Mate, he's a champion fella too. Knows his rugby league. Well, obviously not that well because he actually walked into the Shoeys warehouse, saw me and went, "Mate, I was just watching 360 and I saw a replay. Aren't you playing the Panthers this Sunday?" I said, "Sorry, Lenny, that must have been a replay from last year. I'm actually not playing anymore." But no, we had a lot of fun. He was good value, and our whole team, like the Hueys setup too. Like every hole is sponsored by some sort of brand, and they had, I think it was hole 14 Coop, and they just set it up like an old Western saloon, and people were just walking into the saloon, then teeing off right at the back of it. People had whips there. They were dressed up.
Oh,
They had
very
So you had to walk through the saloon doors, and the hole was on the opposite side of the saloon. But like to get through, they had cowboy boots. You had to do a shoey out of it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then I remember Fatty was up there. Fatty Vorton.
Was he fat?
Fatty did a
Friend of the
shoe.
show. He did a shoey and then spat it on him. But just they got the amount of people they got doing a shoey because I thought
Did you do a shoey?
Yeah, we done a few.
Yeah, I had to do about 3 of them.
Voluntarily.
Well, out of the 18 holes, I think we hit probably 10. And then after the 10th hole, Linny could barely see the ball anymore. And we all went, let's just go to the Mad Hueys hole. We just sat there. But also, there's another shout out, Jack. Glenn Robbins, Russell Coit, who he also played the guy on Kath and Kim. What was his character's name?
Something Dane.
Kel.
Kel
Knight.
So the running joke was, like, who was going to say hi to him first? Me and Jack?
It became like a bit of like a it was a bit of a running joke. Like we saw him there at the Bolter event, and like me and people like tapping each other, like just like it was. We were probably the person there that was like it just hit us right like where it hurts, like it right where we needed to.
Yeah,
you know.
But Jack, why don't you tell Dad and Mum what it happened to you? Because we missed him basically the whole time. Every time we kind of walked past him, we missed our opportunity to say, "Oh, g'day, Glenn." But
we're just shitting ourselves, really.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, we just completely shitting ourselves.
Jack came face one-on-one with him at one stage and couldn't sort of avoid and had to engage, and Jack embarrassed himself pretty bad.
Yeah, he right at the end of the event of the day, it would have been like 7 o'clock at night, and I was walking past the pokey area at the golf club in there, and he was just beelining like almost through me, so he was going behind me, and I just looked at him, and like because we'd built it up so much, I just shit myself and said, "Oh, you're a legend." And he just goes, "Yeah, mate," and just keeps walking. I was just like, "Oh, fuck!" Like I've spent the last 2 days with Cooper trying to work up the courage, and I copped a "yeah, mate," and just continued through.
But do you know what? Matt introduced me to him years ago at a tennis event, and I was a bit underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Glenn Robbins. No, because he's like a lot of he's a naturally funny guy, but he's pretty straight. Smart intellectual guy.
underwhelmed.
Oh, hang on.
His brother used to be a chef in the Hunter Valley.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was underwhelmed. I'm allowed to be
okay.
underwhelmed.
Oh, but
he
you're
was
allowed to be-
underwhelming.
What were you like? What did you expect him to be like a monkey at the circus? Where you just
No,
want him to
I
be funny? You're
expected,
poking him?
a little more respect, maybe.
Oh, someone's put herself on a pedestal.
Like, I don't even think he said hi. It was like a...
Glenn
Yeah,
Robbins.
no, it was very underwhelming.
Oh, mate, he's not even needed to defend
Well, what can
himself.
I say?
mate, poor
Disappointing. I'm just disappointed.
Brother of Tony.
I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, but mate, those charity events. Because remember, Trish, years ago when Jack Newton used to have his one up at the Sunshine
Coast.
Coast.
I think he has it at different places.
Still got that course.
Yeah,
Still
years
got
and
that
years
course.
and years ago.
Yeah, and then he ended up doing them in Cessnock.
Because Clint Newton was there as well.
Was he?
Yeah, son of Jack Newton.
Yes.
Yeah, he was giving you a big rap, Trish.
Was
He said, "Oh, how's your mum?" He goes, "Mate, a few years ago I was chatting to her about a few things. Gee, she's across it." I said, "Yeah, she's across it." He goes, "Yep."
But he didn't mention me because I was putting a bit of shit on him during the RLPA period anyway. That's all right.
Yeah, no,
That's the way it goes.
No, he didn't mention you, eh?
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Hey, can I just touch on a quick story I read today? Justin Timberlake was arrested
I
in
know.
America for DUI.
Put your microphones out for him.
Like, no, seriously, you don't drink.
Oh,
after
no,
you-
no.
Yeah.
It's not worth it in any situation.
No, sorry.
You can even not be at fault.
Yeah. No. I'm not arguing with you.
But you
Don't-
might hurt someone.
When not as fault as far as you didn't want to drink or someone forced it in your mouth to put you behind the
No,
wheel.
it's still
Or
bad.
originally, if there was an accident.
If there was an accident.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Sorry.
Question: do you think there's ever been a time, Dad, where you've maybe been over the limit like the next morning and had to drive, or not?
That's
Back
where
in the
people
day-
get caught nowadays.
Back in the day, Trish, that was a big misconception.
Absolutely.
Remember, like in the early '90s, and that you'd have like all sleep. Then you wake up and go, "Oh, should be all right to drive." God knows if you'd been pulled over back then.
probably
but
still-
I
yeah.
put it this way: I have never consciously driven over.
No.
Yeah.
But what I've done is I've just gone and I've researched a couple other celebrities who have been done for DUI and some funny stories.
there's
to
a
be
lot.
on.
List.
So that kid from The Sixth Sense, the one that could see dead people.
Oh, yeah,
little
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Something?
How's he
a little
doing?
kid.
Well,
When
now he's grown,
Well,
I'd
not
imagine.
great. That was in 1999. 2006, he was arrested for drink driving after crashing into his own mailbox. So obviously
it's his own.
he broke a rib. I don't know. It must have been a big mailbox,
must have
and was
been
also
going
found
at
in
some
possession of marijuana.
Ganja. Wow.
Yeah. So the Sixth Sense, and obviously all of his senses weren't.
He was
What
more
were you
recent.
thinking?
Yeah.
He was more recently in the Entourage movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the billionaire's son that was trying to screw the movie up.
Yeah.
You know, his eyes look they look like they're way too close to his
Old
nose.
shark eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, he's a good actor. He was convincing back in the day.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah.
great, The
And
Sixth Sense.
played beautifully off Bruce Willis. Didn't steal the show, just complimented him.
No. I think he might have won an award for it. That
Yeah, he's
child.
pretty
So
great.
good
Sure
on
if
him.
he did.
Doing good. Michael Floyd, who was an NFL player. So this is my favorite one. He actually pulled up at the traffic lights, and then the traffic lights went through two separate rotations, and he didn't move. The cops pulled up next to him and realized he'd fallen asleep at the wheel
shit.
with his mouth wide open. So they woke him up and were trying to get him to exit, but he couldn't get out of the vehicle. So when they breathalyzed him, and he blew like 3 times over the limit or something like that.
Can I just say, I read that article about Justin Timberlake. He has refused a breathalyzer. So in America, you can refuse. He didn't pass the sobriety test, which is where they get you to walk. It's a whole different set of standards over there. But you can refuse a breathalyzer. I don't think you can refuse it here.
No,
absolutely.
you can, but you are charged.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's been charged. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can refuse, but you'll
Is
be
that
charged.
right?
Yeah.
Automatic. There's the
On that
assumption
show,
that you'll be
RBT,
over.
They'll get there and they say, "No, come on, sir, blow into it," and they'll, "No," and I can't. And I'll say, "If you don't do it, we're going to charge you."
Well, that's the same with like drug testing, ASADA in the NRL or any sport. If you say you can say no, but then you're instantly guilty.
It's the assumption that then you are
There's assumption
positive.
that there is something in your piss.
yeah.
In your
Any
pee.
more?
The last one.
That's if they can catch you if you run.
Yeah,
and
there
just
was a
keep
story
running.
of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one player that did ran over the fence, so ran over
Yeah.
the.
There was another story about a player who just continually swam until just because you like
in
that
the
you
pool.
can't pee, so just kept swimming, sweating it out, pissing continuously into the pool, so that hopefully by the end of the day, the urine was all out. Little tip to all
Did
the
it
kids
work?
out there.
Well, the original one used to
I
be
love that.
when it first came out, and the drug testers didn't have to stand in front of the athletes. So a lot of the footballers back in the day, they used
Swallow
to get there and they'd have a swig of beer and just spit it in the because it wasn't as if they were trying to cheat it. What it was a pain in the ass. You get the
Matt,
you get to the end of 80 minutes and you're dehydrated and they say
Yeah.
right, you got to pee. You can stand there for an hour.
Oh.
Remember Trish?
Honestly, I'd be standing out the front of the dressing rooms waiting for him. We'd be the last people there, and Matt was still trying to pee.
I was done that
you know
many
what? After a
times.
game too, like you're so dehydrated, it's so hard. Like it has to be a certain pH as well. Like you can't
Yeah.
have
And
it can't be-
temperature.
in temperature. Like it has to. So
Oh,
now
really?
it's well.
Yeah.
Jesus.
These days, and they look at you. They just stare at you. A couple
know.
of old fellas
Little
just
bloke.
looking at you, looking at your old fellas. And
Yeah.
The same old bloke got me in just about every single time. And my last ever game for the club, I'm walking off the field, and now I tell you what was the last training run ever before my last game. It was a semi-final. I didn't know it was going to be a last game, but I thought this is probably the last time I'm ever going to be drug tested. So I walked in. Anyway, I needed the toilet. It was only a training session. I urinated right to the top of the glass, and he was like, "Stop! That's enough! Stop! No, stop!" And I kept doing it. And we just looked at each other, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "You have driven me mad for the last 6-7 years. So now every time you do one of these drug tests, you're going to think of me." And I scolded the urine up until about the amount that I had
did
to leave.
not?
Yes.
What?
It's a well-known story. I've told it numerous times before.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And he just stared at me and then went, "Oh, you're going to have to do it again." I said, No, I've left enough for the urine sample. He said, "Oh, so you have."
I thought you were. I thought
What a
That is going
I
direct.
thought you were gonna spill it on him.
Drink it and then spit it all over him.
No, I would never do that.
Oh,
That's hardcore, man.
I love that. That'll get. I'll tell you right now. That's a clip.
I do have a couple things that have happened more recently at the pop culture side of things as well. I thought I'd double down this week on it. They're looking at a Rob Lowe biopic. Don't really know how interesting it would be, but he's requested that Zac Efron play him.
Oh, I could see that.
Can you request someone really good looking to play you?
Yeah,
That's a-
probably.
that
I
is
mean,
a
he was
great
pretty
question.
good looking in the day.
Yeah. Well, I think
was-
Rob Lowe and Zac Efron look quite similar now.
No.
Yeah, with all that like the
I
Botox
always
and
thought that
plasticity.
Rob Lowe had two finer features.
Yeah, he was almost pretty.
Yes.
Rob Lowe was
Yeah.
almost pretty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
But that's an interesting one. If you can, I suppose, if you make the movie
Yeah.
and you're the producer and you're the director, you go, "Oh, I'm going to pick."
Who would you?
Who would I pick?
Danny DeVito?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
Tom
would be
Hardy
good.
could do you
Trish. What about Trish? Let's yeah,
Oh,
Tom. I told her to request Tom Hardy.
because
There you
you've
go.
got that like rugged face.
Thanks.
How would you do, Trishy?
No, I'm not saying that.
Come on,
I
do
don't
it.
know.
What about
Cindy Crawford.
Now.
Pardon?
Yeah, you know what? I reckon Victoria Beckham. There you go.
Oh,
And make it a
wow.
cabaret.
You know what? I could see that. I could
Really?
Yeah, I can
What
see
about Rob
that.
Schneider?
With a wig.
Tell me what you want. What you really want.
Jack, what
is
about
that
you?
depicting my funny side?
Because you got
I reckon Jack.
that look. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
I
What
reckon
about Taylor Lautner, the
I
guy
reckon
that played
Jack
the
could
wolf
be-
in.
Nah.
I reckon Jack could almost be Tom Hardy.
But you're Tom
No.
I
Hardy.
reckon it could be Tom Cruise. There you go.
No.
I've said it.
No, he's too short. Who would depict Jack?
Okay.
Denzel?
I love Denzel.
Denzel could play me.
I'll tell you what.
Pretty
just
old now,
quickly,
though.
You think about Jack. I'll think about Cooper. I'll tell you who could Cooper. You're
Weird Al
either
Yankovic.
one of two people. One is Sean Penn. No, true.
I knew you were going to say that.
And the other one is the guy
Hayden
who
Christensen.
plays the guy who's on the Bear, who is
Oh,
Carmine.
he could play. I do.
That's
agree
the
with
guy. Carmine off the Bear.
I wonder-
Is that the brother
Yes.
or the cousin or whatever?
I want that guy.
No,
Yeah,
he's the
you're
main
Carmine.
character.
He's the main chef.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, I wonder what feature made you think of that.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Both two actors who have some like renowned
No,
noses.
it's more the eyes. It's more the eyes.
It's funny because
Schnozzes.
when I knew he was going to say, when I said I knew he was going to
character.
pick Sean Penn, when we were in Japan, me and my friend and Trish, Harry Haywood, we went and got like one of those cartoonist pictures of us
I know.
And-
that was in Kyoto.
in Kyoto, which is Japan. Thank you, Trish. They drew it and they made my nose huge.
I know that was the whole
And
standard
then
of the
he
sketch.
kept saying, "You look just like Sean Penn."
She did.
And then after that, I took it really badly. I didn't take it very well.
Yeah, as you don't.
Oh, you had the shits.
Yeah, I
Harry
didn't
and I
like
were
it.
killing
But
ourselves
Harry
laughing.
still calls me Sean Penn, and then like if we're ever on the piss at a pub and I'm talking to someone, Hayward will come up with the picture and show everyone my massive nose.
Hey, did you see also they're looking at rebooting Pirates of the Caribbean, and obviously Johnny Depp.
Didn't watch it the first time.
Oh, right,
It's good. It's a good series.
Well,
Is it?
obviously Johnny Depp after the Heard misdemeanor and Disney not backing him. He said there's no chance that he will reprise his role ever again as Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Who are they looking at?
They're saying it Austin
Did they
Butler.
dump him? They dump him
Well, they
for
didn't
one
back
of them?
him through that, so he's not going to take any money to work with them apparently. But they're looking at Austin Butler to play Captain Jack. Do you think who do you think could play him?
I got one in mind right now who I would love to see. He might be a bit old. Robert Downey Jr. Boom.
Oh,
he
he'd
could do
smash it.
He could do it really good. I tell you what, I'd love to see
He's
Keith
awesome.
Richards playing. Well,
Well, he's in it. He plays his father. Oh, his brother or father in it.
Oh, are you
In the
serious?
third one. Yeah. He's in there.
I never knew
That's
that.
very
Because that's
cool.
who Johnny Depp, when he sat there and said, okay, what's Jack Sparrow going to look like? He copied the look directly off.
Keith Richards.
Yeah, he said that. That's
Now that
why
you
he
say
played
that
him
makes
in the
sense.
Jeremy Allen White, by the way, the bear.
Ah, yes.
Is that
I
what
knew it
took
was
you
a...
And
5
do you know
minutes
for
to
you-
Google?
You know what, Jack? I think you're Christian Bale.
Oh, well
I'll
done.
take that.
Wow, The Dark
Yeah,
Knight.
that's a great one.
I think you
yes.
do look very similar in the face,
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Sweet.
And Trish, for
Oh,
you,
I thought you already covered
Joaquin
me.
Phoenix. Yeah, I'm serious. There are some startling similarities.
Does it have to be a guy? Why is Trisha's always a guy?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just picking up the similarities. So, what else is going on, family?
Trishy?
I don't know if I'm going to talk now. I didn't have a lot going on, although I go to Pilates and most of the instructions are Brazilian. So there's often little lost in translation issues. And I was talking to my Pilates instructor, Louisa, and I said, Louisa, like, what are some of the funny things that happened? She said, well, a girlfriend of mine, she said she was going out with this Australian guy and they were meant to be going to his mother's for dinner, but he went to the pub in the afternoon and came home really drunk. So she rings and passes out, but she rings the mother and says, we cannot come for dinner. Your son, he has passed away.
Right.
And the mother goes, what? Your son, he's passed away. He's on the floor. I shake him. I try to wake him. I cannot wake him. He has passed away. So we cannot come for dinner. Do you not see it?
Yeah,
No, I saw it.
Passed
man.
out. I didn't know. I didn't know what Borat had to do with it.
That's Brazilian. How are you?
Was it a joke or was it real?
No, it's real.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually it is lost in translation. So just by omitting or changing one word, instead of saying passed out, she said you passed
think
away.
we got it.
We get it. It just wasn't
man.
that.
Please say it. Spare us
Again,
a second one.
Trish, you made that sillier again.
No, that's it.
Don't say funny story. Just
I
say,
know.
got a
Okay,
story.
and nothing.
Trish, you
nothing.
mentioned one the other day. A mother of four found dead inside a python's belly in Indonesia.
I know.
God, how did it swallow the dishwasher as well? Unbelievable.
Oh, how bad is that though? Like, because we're always talking about the Komodo dragon just eating people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I think when a Komodo dragon eats, it dissolves it as it eats because it's
Stomach acid.
Yeah, it's
Well,
real
no, this
acidic.
woman was found whole. Like,
Yeah, no, that's what
undigested.
pythons do. They don't chew you; they swallow you. So
swallow
you're
you.
alive in there.
Well, at which point? Oh,
Chilling.
man,
That'd
imagine
be a bad way to go.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, I don't know, Cobb. I think that slow, painful death sounds kind of nice.
Being
So
trapped
you
by a croc, put under a
how
rock,
would you die?
beaten up in a dojo.
No,
Sorry?
Like, how would
slowly.
you die?
You'd
Would it be
suffocate.
suffocation?
You'd
Just
suffocate.
loss of oxygen?
Now, what it does before it swallows you, it actually
Strangles you.
It strangles you,
So,
and then it swallows you.
God, that's
So
awful.
it strangles you first.
Oh,
So,
that's awful.
and
How
would-
big must that python be, though? or they just extend their mouth so
They're pretty.
large?
They're pretty like.
yeah,
They expand quite great.
Listen, it's Python expert. Weather one week, snakes the next, reptiles the next. Well done,
Hang
mate.
on, I've got something else for you too. You know how we were talking about? I think Jack, you said as you were flying into somewhere in Europe, you saw all the offshore
Wind turbines.
Wind turbines. The federal government's proposing them for the Illawarra region.
I just don't know what the effect of that is. Well, I mean, what it has
Well,
to
it
have some
produces
drawbacks.
energy. Well, the people of the area are complaining because they're going, it's going to interfere with like nature, like because you know how I was asking, they're 268 feet tall.
Is that all?
It's so and there's a number of them right along the coastline, but apparently they're fixed to the bottom of the ocean with cables, so they're worrying about wildlife and marine life getting caught up in that, etc.
Yeah.
So which
Does
does
anyone
make
have an
sense,
opinion on that?
but-
Yeah, I sort of do. I think they're going to be very, very careful. I think it'd affect the ocean floor as well. So I
How
don't
will
Is
it
there
affect
any
the
evidence?
ocean floor?
Is there any evidence?
No,
that
how's
that-
it going? Be specific. How's
No,
it going
well-
to affect the ocean floor?
All I'm saying is you just don't know. I think it could have the same. Well, if it's going to be that tall, to secure it, 268 feet tall,
Yeah.
to be secured at the ocean, mate, you're drilling that far under, and that affects fracking, things like
Did
that.
you say it's connected by cables, Trish?
Yeah, it didn't elaborate.
So
it just said
let's
the
talk about the
cables.
logistics of that, Cobb. Do you want to get into that?
Yeah, I just don't like it. There's just elements of it that I'd just like to see more traditional research.
You should be a politician, Cobb.
It's like everything. Like there's a reaction to everything, as in
that's-
like not people's
Einstein.
reaction, but yeah, there's consequences.
Okay.
And so, and those times we don't know what they are
That is
until after
possibly
the
one
fact.
of the worst
That's a very open-ended
two
statement.
sentences you two have ever said in this.
Well, what about this? This is my last piece. The Pope gave an audience to a bunch of comedians this week, and he thanked them for making people smile. Like Jimmy Fallon, Steve Colbert, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I saw the video footage,
Hamish
and they
Blake
like.
didn't get a start, did he?
they literally-
he might have.
He was there. They were there, Cobber.
Weren't they?
They were there.
Oh,
at the,
were they?
The event
Golf
up
day,
there. Yep. They were
Oh,
good.
the
Really?
golf day, were
Yeah.
they?
Oh.
Were they the comedy act?
Yep.
Were they great? Now, we're going to take a really quick break, and we'll be back soon with, Matt's Red Hot Question. Welcome back to the podcast. It's time, guys, for Matt's Red Hot Question. Now, listen closely to this one. This is a lot of these. You'll find that they're a moralistic question that really taps into what makes you tick and how much you got on the inside, how much of the soft stuff. So this one today is this: a family member is about to get their primary hand cut off with a machete. However, you can step in and save them by getting your primary hand cut off. As far as the family goes, how far does the net go before you don't step in and let them get their hand cut off? Okay, so let's start with this. Right, let's start with this openly. If Trish, all of us here, if each of us, would you step in if they were about to get their hand cut off with a machete? Trish, if you're about to get your hand cut off with a machete, regardless of, sometimes I can be a shit husband and whatnot, I would step in and get mine cut off.
Would you?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Would you do the same for me?
Really depends on the day.
Yeah.
It really depends on the day. Sometimes I really love you. Sometimes you really shit me.
Do you love him enough
You know,
to...
sometimes I'd jump in front of a bus for you. Other times I want to throw you in front of a bus.
Don't worry. Sometimes I want to throw myself in front of the bus.
So I'm fairly fickle, and it would be day dependent.
Okay, let's go to a more simple question. It's about to happen to Cooper, Jack. I know. I don't have to ask you. I know you would.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, vice versa. This will be interesting.
Is this for everyone or just for Jack?
This is for all of us. Like, but you're the only one that can save us, and
Yeah, I know.
we're unbeknownst. And they go to you. So I'm going to cut your mum's hand off.
Yeah, no, primary hand for primary
Yeah.
hand.
I know what he'll say about me.
Oh, no, I can answer everyone at once if you want.
Yeah.
I would not do it for any of you. Swear on my life, I would not. No, not an answer.
Why? Why?
It's
Why?
a hand, first of all. Like, it's if you guys were going to die, maybe I would do it. Maybe. But in terms of cutting my primary hand off, my thought process goes to, well, it's either me losing a hand or them, and I probably need it more than them.
Well, so you're saying you need your hand more than me,
Well, I
given the
masturbate,
fact
like-
that. Hey, sorry?
How much?
Primary hand.
Oh, well, just
I overwork this bad boy 3 times a day.
do what I do. Just lay on your left hand. Then
No, it
make
doesn't feel
numb.
the same because I've got a slight bend.
Okay.
But I would not. I
wouldn't?
can't see. I just can't see the reasoning behind it. Maybe if it was to save their life, but to save their hand.
Okay, Trish,
Like, what
would you do it for one of the boys?
Yes.
Yep.
for one or both?
Oh, both. For me, it's both. Okay,
Both.
let's take it a step further.
Both.
Trish, would you do it
For Charlie.
for one of your nieces and nephews?
Yes.
Yep.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them? Well, sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niece and nephew and auntie relationships are pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I'll just say this.
Can we just give a shout out to Sarah and
Yes.
Phil, who got engaged? Family
Fantastic.
engagement.
You might want to give some context to who Sarah and Phil are.
Sarah is our niece / cousin for you boys.
Yeah.
Phil's
Actually-
does that make me Phil's uncle?
Yeah, cool.
Yes. That's funny. Yeah.
Oh no. No.
Oh,
Uncle-in-law.
uncle.
No, not even because his dad's only in that family by marriage, so it wouldn't make you.
So
anymore.
I'd be auntie-in-law.
Do you know what? Family, it's a mindset.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like having a third cousin.
I'll ask you two then.
Yeah.
Trish, would you, your brother John,
Yeah.
would you do it for our uncle, your brother John?
Well, see, Johnny's older than me, so
No.
I might do it purely because I think I would recover better from it after.
But he doesn't need it. This is the thing.
Well,
This is
you
like
know what?
Everyone needs it.
Yeah, everyone needs it as much as,
Yeah,
So
but-
yeah, maybe I would
All right.
because
He's a
I think
surfer
I
too.
would recover better because I'm younger.
Okay. Matthew, would you do it for the eighth immortal?
Brother Andrew.
Oh,
Brother
yeah,
Andrew.
Good question.
Just let me have a think here.
But and not now. Like, don't think about it given your context and you're fighting right now. Do it given the context over the
not
whole
fighting.
life.
Two men that used to
not
share
fighting.
bunk beds till the age of
Do
19.
you know what? I'm just thinking of the fans here. If we were players at the time, given what he was headed to, I would. But now, given our post careers and what he gives the fans as far as television talent, what I give, no, I wouldn't. Because I mean, I got my right hand. I hold the microphone. I hold the notes. There's just no
you're
way.
right.
I'm sorry. Outside of you guys,
true.
I'm sorry. Nieces, nephews, everybody.
So you do it
You're
for
losing your hand.
So you do it for me and Jack because you haven't said
I
that.
do it for you two. I do it for Trish. Anyone else? I'm sorry. I'm a TV icon. I can't give my right
What about
hand.
Steve Crawley, your boss at Fox? Would you do it for Steve?
Of course. Yeah. And the other thing about it too with me, you understand, I can't use chopsticks, so I need a knife and fork. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
There's
true.
so many areas that it just I couldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Charlie's snoring, no one's
we-
farting.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, Trish, it's time to do a bit of a rotating segment here.
Yeah.
It's come out in the news. In future, we are actually going to be operated on by robots. Surgeons will be, they could be like, I'm imagining that these are very specific surgeries, specialist surgeries. So someone across in another country will be controlling the robot operating on you. How do you feel about that?
Who's liable?
Okay, depends what country. Would you feel comfortable as you're being put under anaesthetic?
Well, you're here in Australia, for instance.
Would you feel comfortable as you're being put under anaesthetic going, oh, where's the doctor coming from? Where's the robot coming from? And they went, Russia. Would you feel comfortable?
The robot's not coming from Russia, right? The robot's
robot
here.
exists
But
here.
what happens is there's a Russian doctor
There's a
that is
pilot.
controlling it from
Who's
right.
a specialist in that
Sorry.
particular surgery?
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that it was a Russian robots because I got a theory on those Russian robots.
Yeah.
You'd
Gotta
hope
be careful of them.
Yeah.
You'd hope that if they're outsourcing it like that you're getting the best of the best. You would
That's
expect.
that would be how it
Like
would
they're,
run.
like, I'm assuming it'd go off a Uber star rating. Hopefully it was 5
Google
stars
rating.
because you wouldn't like someone that's sitting there with a 3.8, would you?
No, you
No.
wouldn't. Well, different
No.
robots over the years. Who would you let operate on you? Metal Mickey, maybe.
Who's Metal Mickey?
Metal Mickey. Do you remember him? He was a British. He was a British robot, a kids robot. Funny, hilarious.
Like what? A comic?
Oh, he was like, yeah, sort of in his own way. He's had some funny quips in terms of phrase.
Probably Terminator.
Yeah, wouldn't want to. Yeah, it depends which one.
I'd let
2.0?
Arnie operate on me.
What about what about Dexter from Perfect Match, the
No.
love robot? You wouldn't let him?
No.
Right.
What other
Wouldn't let
robots
tie
are
the
there?
tubes?
What's that one that was on the ABC? You know, The Family, and they had that annoying
The Jetsons?
robot.
Oh.
You know the one?
Lost in Space?
Lost in
Yeah,
Space.
yeah.
What was his name? He was
Oh,
annoying.
yeah, yes. Famous robots over the years. C-3PO, would
Oh,
you let
yeah.
him?
Yeah, I would.
R2-D2. No, I wouldn't think so. A little frivolous for my mind.
Really?
R2-D2.
Yeah. He's a bit clumsy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, C3PO has no joints, so you'd be like, oh, well, his joints
Oh.
are stiff, so you wouldn't let him.
Now, here's a question. I know it's probably a question I wouldn't ask it if I didn't think you were thinking about it, because I think about it all the time. Would you let the Wookiee, what's his name?
Chewbacca.
Would you let Chewbacca operate on you?
Oh.
Jeez.
Is
Probably
Chewbacca
not.
the big, tall, hairy one?
Yeah.
Well, he's not a robot, but yeah, I would. I think he's cute.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't do it because you know how doctors have
Worried
to.
about your taste in animals.
Doctors usually have to have that stuff over their hair so that the hair follicles don't just fall into
Oh,
your
true.
open
Call a
organ.
hairnet.
He'd be, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to a quick break and we'll come back with the quiz?
Okay, thank you for your podcast sensibilities.
That's okay.
We're going to take a real quick break and back with Cooper's Quiz. Welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the show. Jesus, it's a little cool, isn't it? It's like we're
what
really
is-
starting to get in the depths of winter.
What's the temperature today, Jack?
Look, even Charlie's got her coat on.
Highs of 20 degrees Celsius.
That's
I think so, I reckon.
Lows of 13 here in Sydney.
Wow.
In the day. Usually we do the lows for the night, so I reckon we're even looking at like 4 degrees.
So what did I say?
At Lowe's.
Anyway,
Okay,
we're
let's
losing
move.
our way, guys.
13.
This last time Trish wasn't here before State of Origin, we did a State of Origin quiz
Yeah.
where I give you guys, do not mock it, Trish.
Boring.
I give you guys an Australian personality, and each of you has to say whether you think they're from New South Wales or Queensland.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Last time Jack failed miserably at this.
Actually,
Thanks.
I would have won that one. I knew that one.
Thanks.
did ya?
Well, let's see how you go today. Amazing. Okay, first person, and there is no liaising between you guys, no sound effects. You want to beat each other, okay?
So is
Do
it
not help each
first
other
in,
out.
best dressed?
No. You say we'll go right to left. Tricia, you can
Okay.
say your one, and then it goes around. All right.
Okay.
First person, Miranda Kerr,
Oh.
Australian model.
Yeah,
Yep.
New
Jack?
South. Oh,
Trish, fine. Trish, you can go first.
yeah,
You
New
want
South
everyone-
Wales.
Matthew.
Yeah, New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
See,
country.
Trish, what happens when you make it so confident, you persuade everyone's answers.
Ah, that's
you are
Yep.
not very good at this stuff.
She-
is from
Well,
New South
apparently
Wales.
I'm-
She's from Merriwar? She's
Yeah,
from?
she's a country girl.
Sydney, somewhere.
No, she's not Sydney. She's
Merriwar,
a country
mate.
girl.
My list says
I don't
Sydney.
think it's Marywall, but
Okay, 1-1-1-1. Don't look at my list. Second one, Greg Norman.
Oh.
Jack, starting with you. Trish, do it again. Are you
No.
going to do it again?
No.
Jack.
Greg Norman, New South Wales.
Greg Norman, Queensland.
Queensland.
Okay. He is from Queensland.
Yeah.
So,
He looks
two-
like a Queenslander.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
does he, Trish?
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Well,
looks like
listen
it.
to you go. Steady on, mate, with
probably-
the racism.
Probably
that-
going to have to keep Trish going last, otherwise she'll give the answers away. Next one, Grant Hackett, our man. Jack.
New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Queensland.
He's from Queensland, from
Whoa, listen to Trish go.
Southport.
Man, there's
Three-
no end to her geography.
3 Trish, Matthew 2, Jack still 1.
Awesome.
Our other man who was up at the golf day as well, wicked swing. Pat Rafter, packed to those damn rafters, Jack.
New South Wales, Cooper.
Queensland.
He's Queenslander.
Yes, he is a Queenslander.
And how good looking is he? Is he still good looking?
No, he's lost it.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think he has.
Lenny wasn't happy. He lost his 8-iron. I think we were,
Yeah.
at one stage we were accusing Pat Rafter of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Careful, it's black
Jack,
Taekwondo.
Trish 4, Dad 3, Jack still 1.
Awesome.
Rebel Wilson, Australian actress. Jack.
Queensland.
New South Wales.
New South Wales. She's a Sydney girl
I
out
know,
west.
and I know you
Jack,
keep
you
knowing.
are killing me.
Yeah. Okay, Jack, not many to go. There's only 3 more, so hopefully you can get off 1. Kathy Freeman. Jack, where's she from? New South Wales or Queensland?
New South Wales.
Queensland.
Trish, what do you think?
I know she lives in Queensland now. I think Queensland.
Yes, she is from Queensland.
Jack, you have an amazing ability. You are something like 1 from 30 at the moment.
Yeah.
Gordon Tallis.
Victoria.
Okay, there's 2 to go. Jack, Nicole Kidman. She Queenslander or is she from New South Wales?
She's married to a country artist, so I'm going to go Queensland.
She is New South Wales.
Yeah, she's from Sydney.
And
She's from Sydney.
New South Wales.
Keith
He's
Urban's
from
from Kombucha.
Queensland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares
Isn't
where they're
Keith,
from?
my
isn't Keith
Lord.
Urban a Kiwi?
No.
No, well, he is a Kiwi by passport, but he grew up in Kombucha in Queensland.
Kombucha?
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
Kabucha.
Kombucha. Kombucha,
It's
as
a hard
opposed to
thing
kombucha.
say. Kombucha.
This is hard.
Kombucha.
Okay, Jack, this is the last
Oh,
one.
Jack.
This is to get you off 1 because there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to get you 2 from 8.
Okay.
Where is Greg Inglis from?
There's all that drama around him playing for. I'm going to say New South Wales.
Matthew?
Barrowville, New South Wales.
Trish?
New South Wales.
He is from New South
There we
Wales.
go.
Jack gets saved right at the end.
Well done.
Excuse me, did I get a clean sweep?
No, you got.
I didn't get anything wrong.
No, yeah, you got 8 from 8. Dad, you got
Shit.
7 from 8, I believe. It's
pretty good.
Jack, you got 2 from 8.
Do you know, I came into this game today thinking after I won last week, I'm going to win again.
Wow.
Power of the mind, seriously.
Mate, what about that? What do you call that when you think it and you do it and it
It's
happens?
called the power of positive
That's
thinking.
I think
The
it's called,
visualization.
it's called manifesting.
Manifesting.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Manifestation.
That takes a lot of effort.
What have we got now? I think, Trishy, have we got any feedback?
Yep. I sure did. Debbie, you know, Debbie,
Debbie goes Dallas.
our dear listener who listens with her sister, she said $30,000 a night for Jack and not a cent less.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
For
Deb,
which?
she's a big
Where's the-
fan. Remember when we were talking about, was it
Oh,
last week or the week before?
Male gigolo.
So if he was an escort.
An
that's what you-
escort,
yeah.
yep.
For those that didn't listen, we said, if you're an escort, how much would you charge a night?
Yep.
She said that she'd pay 30,000.
30,000.
Any word on the 50 grand that I was throwing
Not a
myself
word.
for? Okay,
Not a word.
no worries.
Not even a renegotiation of it. Congratulations to new listener, Little Paisley Ruig. She was born last week. Congrats to Remy and Morgan. Dad's comments particularly tickled me. I said, how was it? He said, I was deep in the ruck taking photos from behind enemy lines.
Oh, God.
Who said
What the hell
that,
does
Dad?
that mean?
No, Morgan.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I think so.
the
I was
dad.
gonna say
Why'd you,
so.
In
you
regards-
pointed at Dad and said,
Yeah, I
Dad,
was
I
gonna
thought,
say,
what a
hey,
weird
it's
thing.
not mine. Yeah, not this one.
And sending big love to podcast listener Shelley and her family, especially Madison. We've got you in our thoughts.
Yeah, good on you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done?
I love your feedback with no context.
Zero
whatsoever.
Well, they know it, and that's all
They-
that's
yeah.
important.
I
I don't
love
think
that.
they want
Yep,
their
we've got
personal
our-
details.
No, no.
Got our,
What's, where do they live? What's their address?
They're actually from the Hunter, I believe. I think they're up Cessnock Way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a quick
They're going
question,
to a hard
guys. Me and your ma were musing about it, maybe going to see a movie. I've always wanted to see Mad Max. but I'm only getting bad reports. You boys seen Furiosa?
I haven't
yet?
seen it.
No, I haven't. I haven't
yeah.
heard good things.
I'd love to get some feedback from the people.
TBH, I don't really feel like it either. You know what I did watch the other day, though? The new Bad Boys.
How
Was
was
it
it?
good?
With Will Smith
Will
who slapped
Smith.
Chris Rock. That was I went in with a bad feeling, but I came out with a good feeling. He's
Really?
redeemed himself. It's
Mate,
very good.
I don't think he could ever redeem himself. Anyway, on that positive note, guys.
Hey, I've got one last piece.
Okay.
Chris.
No.
I don't have a joke. You'll be pleased to know.
I'll give
But-
it a go.
I like this. It was a little article I read when people knew their marriage was doomed.
Okay.
Top one I thought was he didn't mention me in his wedding speech. And then I thought, did Matt mention me? But I wasn't even listening to Matt, so who
Hang on
knows?
a sec. So the groom that was doing a speech at his own wedding didn't mention the bride.
Yeah.
There's how does that work? How do you have your own wedding and don't mention the bride?
What are you looking at me for? I don't know. I can't remember mine.
Sorry.
Well, that's exactly it. He's thoughtless and narcissistic. Anyway,
Don't know if it makes him a narcissist.
another situation was
What's everyone
when
looking at me for?
the groom and his mum opened all of the wedding gifts without the bride. That's pretty bad too.
That is pretty bad.
And this is my personal favourite. This woman said, I used to stand on the end of family photos so it'd be easy for me to cut them out once we broke up.
Okay, geez,
Well, that's thinking ahead, isn't it?
yeah, sure
Wow,
it is.
that's
Wow.
dooming
Supposed
this.
to be easy for them to cut her out as well.
Who wrote that article?
There we go. Roger Kipling.
Rudyard. I believe it's Rudyard.
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 Guys, have a good weekend. Look after yourselves. We're going to be back next week. And, till then, take it easy.